Howdy. Howdy, friends. Sorry, I was looking at my dog. He's having a dream. No, you're not dreaming, buddy. I am actually wearing a Habs jersey because a promise is a promise. Let me explain some things here. Okay? After the Montreal Canadiens won Game 6 over the Vegas Golden Knights, first of all, perhaps I should begin with, I'm Steve Dangle. Welcome to the Sportsnet YouTube channel, and this is Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. So, story time. Game 6. Montreal wins. Arturi Lehkonen sends them to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 1993. And I was tweeting, I was Twittering away. And someone brought up sick kids at some point along the way. Sick Kids Hospital, obviously in Toronto. And I said, tell you what, you raise $1,000 for sick kids. I'll put a Habs jersey in this jersey case behind me because previously there was an old Team Canada World Juniors jersey. To my surprise, Habs fans did. I should have asked for more money. So I did. I said, $10,000, I will wear a Habs jersey on stream. And I'm going to do it for all of Game 2. Here it is, baby. There it is. Listen, and I got no problem doing it. I've worn a Habs jersey before. I wore it for a bet that I had with Jeff Merrick during an episode of ice surfing before the world stopped. I frequently wore an Edmonton Oilers jersey, the bright orange one that is terrible. I will die on that hill. For an episode. Was that Dangit's producer Drew? I believe it was Dangit's. Oilers fan Steve. I wore a Vegas jersey for the promo of this. I have a Crosby jersey. I have an Ovechkin jersey. I have a Pekka Rinne Dynamo Minsk jersey. Do you have a Pekka Rinne Dynamo Minsk jersey? Well, I do, gosh darn it. So, if I have an opportunity to help out my pals at Sick Kids, and by help out my pals, I mean literally just steer kind people in their direction, then I'm gonna. So, watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. We all know what happened last game. Habs kind of got pumped. 5-1. Penalty kill streak ends. They get Joel Armia back for this game. Jake Evans out. It's good to get Armia back. Lightning without Killorn. Matthew Joseph gets into the lineup. I believe Tyler Johnson is moving up in the lineup with Stamkos, where Killorn was. I don't think the 5-1 score last game was, I mean, it was obviously accurate. All the goals went in. But I don't think the Habs looked that bad. Up until the end of the second, I mean, they were pretty close to tying it. Third period, though, Tampa did prove that they hadn't quite faced a team like that. We'll see how they adjust for Game 2. Got lots of questions, and we're going to get to them. Puck drop can't be far away from Gord. Hello, Gord. If you could go back and talk to yourself 10 years ago about the Leafs and Habs, what would you say? Honestly, my opinion on the Leafs-Habs rivalry has not changed much over the last 10 years because they needed... It's always been fun. I really enjoy the banter with the Habs fan base. Very few problems. I think the Leaf fan, everyone treats it like the event of the season, right? Leafs fans treat it like the event of the season. Habs fans treat it like that whenever they play. Whenever they play seems to be a circus. Doesn't matter if the Leafs are at the top of the standings, Habs are at the bottom, or the Habs are at the top, Leafs are at the bottom. They finally met this year, and you'd think I'd have more animosity for Montreal, but I don't, on account of the Leafs were up 3-1. So I'm mad at the Leafs. The Bruins, still mad. Still mad at them. Columbus, no, I'm still mad at the Leafs for that. So I don't really know. 10 years ago, I'd be like, 10 years ago, I'd be like, whoa, the Leafs are in the playoffs? That sounds great. That sounds like I wouldn't complain. And I'd be like, oh, my sweet summer child, you have no idea. George, how do you feel about this series with Tampa up 1-0? I don't like making early series declarations, but if the Habs lose this game against Tampa, this hurts me as someone who is currently wearing a Habs jersey. If they lose this game, go down 2-0, I don't know how they win this series. Tampa's real good. Habs go home. Home ice advantage. You got a fighting chance. If you're down 2-0, maybe you can make it 2-2. Problem with that is then you got to go back to Tampa. Then you go back to Montreal. Maybe you make it 3-3. The end of the day, you got to go back to Tampa. Tampa's deeper than not just the Habs, anybody in the league. They're a problem. They're a big, big problem. And them having home ice advantage here is a problem. So how do I feel about the series with Tampa up 1-0? This is very much a do or die game for Montreal. I don't care how early in the series it is. And I don't care if they erased a 3-1 deficit. That was time ago, folks. That was time ago. If there's a series you want to look at, it's the last one, Vegas. Vegas ran their show in game 1, up 4-1. Montreal didn't look bad after that, though. Lewis, if you could pick one, which player would you most like to see on Seattle? If I could pick one, like in the entire league? Marc-Andre Fleury, because it's funny. Imagine losing the reigning Vezina winner. Vegas, tell you what, they're lucky. They're lucky that they are, a lot of people don't know this, they're exempt from this expansion draft. Seattle is going to select a player from each and every team in the National Hockey League with the exception of the Vegas Golden Knights. Conveniently, they happen to have Marc-Andre Fleury and Robin Lehner both signed. It's, hey, it's the league's fault for letting an expansion team make it to the Final Four in 3 of their 4 years in the league. Juby, would the NHL remove, should the NHL remove fighting? Should they? That's a very complicated conversation. Will they? I do think they will. It's going to take a long time. But I think at some point they're going to. It's just, dude, it's on ice. It's on ice, man. You saw what happened to Brendan Gallagher. Like, that was an accident, what happened to Brendan Gallagher. But your helmet comes off, bad things happen. Bad things can happen with your helmet on. There's Carey Price getting his helmet on. 928 save percentage. Seems unfair. And then you look at Andrei Vasilevskiy with a 936. 2 mutants in nets. These guys are unbelievably good at goaltending, unbelievably good at hockey. Game 2, Habs, Lightning, starts now. Habs got to use their body. Oh, boy. Well, luckily, Philip Deneau plays for the Habs. Holy cow. Habs got to use their body more in this game. Now, I don't remember what the final total was for the hits. I do know that they were within like 3 of each other, at least halfway through the game, maybe towards second intermission from the broadcast, something like 44-41. But what I'm talking about with the Habs got to move their, use their body more is go look at the Habs' only goal. Yes, it's sort of pinballed around all over the place. But what stood out to me was Josh Anderson moving Mikhail Sergachev out of the way like he was a pylon. Cernak looking for the first goal of the game in back-to-back games. Who was the last defenseman to do that? To get the first goal in each of the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup Final. Too niche? Philip Deneau throwing the body. Okay. And cleaning up in front. That's a good first shift. He was only out there for like 2 seconds, but that's a good first shift. Luke Richardson into the game early. This is Luke Richardson's last game as head coach in this series, I believe, because Dominic Ducharme should be coming back for Game 3 in Montreal. Obviously, Dominic Ducharme was on COVID protocol and everything. It's just such a factor this year. Big part of the... Oh! Lightning looking for another bounce there off Shea Weber, but they don't get it. Lehkonen trying to fight his way around Coleman. Doesn't quite get it. A little bit of holding the stick there. When people talk about playoff experience, I feel like half of what they're talking about is they know what is and isn't a penalty in the playoffs. It's weird. To start last game, there was a lot of holding the stick, too. Mostly from Tampa, but the Habs a little bit, too. Oh, boy, Corey Perry. A little bit of a aloof play behind the net from both teams to start. Holy smokes, you guys sent me so many questions. Uneven Steven. Hello. How does it feel to wear a jersey of a team in the Cup final? Shut up. You're such a jerk. I bought a Vegas jersey when they were in the Cup final in 2018 because I already had a Caps jersey, and I was that the year I started Cup Check? I do a series on my own channel called Cup Check every year, where I basically do reaction videos for each game in the Stanley Cup final. And I had a Habs jersey behind me and a Caps jersey. Here come the... Where'd it go? Suzuki had a break there. Stopped by Vasilevskiy. That's a fortunate bounce for Palat. Did you see how the puck just died right in front of him? And the light... Oh, boy. We got a game, folks. I cannot wait for a replay of this shift. That was banana sandwich. What happened?
Basically with Vasilevskiy gets the poke check and quick transition. That's what you have to be worried about against this line.
Game one was weird by the numbers. Oh, this could be something. Oh, I said it again. It's my crutch. We'll talk about it in a minute. Kucherov to Sergachev. Sergachev's got to have a better game, in my opinion. Not that he was bad. Oh, boy. Block shot by the Habs. I think that was Gallagher. And that was very close to too many men. Holy. So what I was going to say, very weird game by the numbers, because it felt very back and forth, especially the first half. Felt like there were a lot of partial breaks, chances that didn't necessarily add up to a shot on goal. And then I look at the box score. The Habs never had double-digit shots in a period and were held to just 5 shots twice, including the third period in a game they were losing the entire third period. Tampa's defense, arguably the most underrated in the league, because it's the last thing anyone talks about when it comes to them. Here they go. Palat. Can't hold the zone. Whew. I know I always say if you're a goaltender, 10 the goal, but that was actually good from Carey Price there. Doesn't mean 10 the goal all the time. Just means don't play it like an idiot and get the puck away. Armia, a bit of an errant pass. Cirelli was the third member of the line that I was looking for when I was talking about it in the pregame. So with Killorn out, the line is Cirelli, Stamkos, and Tyler Johnson, who was on waivers. Paul Byron of the Habs and Tyler Johnson of the Lightning. Oh, Vasilevskiy got his stick on that. They were both on waivers this season, to finish that thought. And he missed. Wow. So neither of those chances, neither of those back and forth chances resulted in a shot on goal. Oh, Kotkaniemi. Not looking too comfy. How far has he come, eh? Wasn't even in the first game of the playoffs. Now, reminder, I cannot hear the broadcast in my ear. So if I say something or ask a question that they've already explained on the broadcast, that's why. But I've mostly been a very good boy about that. Oh, are they talking about the icing? All right.
But it did look like the Canadiens blue liner was at the hash marks first. Knocked down at center by Stahl. His pass onto the right side. Out of the reach of Armia. David Savard's got it. Flips it ahead. Eric Stahl works the boards. 33 career goals against the Lightning. The most against any opponent.
Ah, Habs can't hold the line. They had I was about to say they have a little bit of pressure here. Something they really struggled at. So my game plan, I was saying, like, oh, yeah, you know, got to move bodies in front, put shots on from the point. You got lots of guys back there who can shoot it. Sherrod had a good game from that perspective. We got a penalty coming here. Is that Petrie? That sucks. Braden Point getting tripped. Unpopular opinion. I had a rant on my podcast today, but that's not up. Here, let's take a look at this penalty before I get into the rant. Bit of a slash from Gustafsson, actually. But what gets called is the trip, and I mean, it's hard to argue against that. Nah, hard to argue against that, guys. If it's, I know it's not like the hardest thing that you've seen, and oh, why didn't they call this? Why didn't they call that? You took down the puck carrier with an illegal trip. You can't do that. These Oilers fans just weeping openly. Call penalties! My rant today was about, oh, Lightning doing a good job holding his own there. Oh, maybe the rant's going to have to wait. Lightning, how do the Lightning still have the puck? How do they? How? My God, these guys are good. I know they haven't gotten close to the net, but just the little things they're doing are spectacular. Okay, well, it eventually gets cleared. So my rant is the Lightning are not geniuses for drafting Braden Point. They fell behind backwards into him. In 2014, when they drafted him 79th overall in the third round, they had 2 second-rounders. Neither have played in the NHL. They had a 4th, a 6th, and a 7th rounder. Only the 4th rounder has played in the NHL, and he's only played 5 games, and that was this season. They had a 1st rounder. That was Tony DeAngelo, who is Tony DeAngelo. And the 3rd rounder was Braden Point. There he is right there with the puck. 79th. If they knew he was that good, they would have taken him a lot higher than 79th. A bunch of stats nerds and bloggers had him going in the 1st round, some as high as the top 10. But he dropped to 79th. Because people are like, ew, short guy. Tampa got very, very, very lucky. And it's funny, the next year, in the 3rd round, they get Anthony Cirelli. But you look at the rest of their picks from that draft, you're like, what were you thinking? Matthew Joseph was actually one of them. He's good. The draft is a lot of preparation. But no one wants to hear that. Montreal, much more effective penalty kill against Tampa. Even the ones where Tampa didn't score last game, they were cutting through the Habs like butter, making all kinds of passes. 0 shots. As good as Tampa was at holding the line there, very, very good penalty kill by the Montreal Canadiens. But here they come again. For all the chances that we've seen, shots are still only 2-1 for Tampa. Montreal coming in. Oh, you gotta shoot that. This line has to be more of a factor. Tampa did an extraordinary job at shutting down Suzuki, Caulfield, and Toffoli. But there they are getting into the game right there, and Suzuki had a break as well. Almost something there. How about Patrick Maroon? Going for his 3rd consecutive cup. Who was the last player to win 3 consecutive cups? Not on the same team. Not all on the same team, I should say. Blues, Lightning, and potentially Lightning. I think the Lightning are offside right now. It's always so hard to tell real time from the broadcast angle.
Approaching 9 minutes of this opening period in Game 2 when the shots are even at 2 apiece. There's David Savard.
So many of your questions here. Oh! What happened there? What happened there?
Offside.
Good energy, good pace.
I was looking down to read one of your questions. Suzuki, Caulfield, it was a bouncing puck on him. I thought he should have whacked at it, but I think Gord's getting the call here. What is that, interference? Here, we got so many questions to get to. Independent Mind. How many times does Kucherov dive tonight? That Way Weber slash was a dive. Okay, so the Sherratt thing, I think that was the first penalty of game 1. That may be a bit of a dive. The Weber slash was not a dive. And I say that as a guy wearing a Habs jersey, mind you. I know it looked like a dive, but he wasn't even looking at Weber. He was looking to play the puck. And if you look at the spot where Kucherov was slashed, first of all, not the most protection. Second of all, there was a UFC fighter recently who got a kick to the same area and he suffered a foot drop, which is something I'd never heard of before. But basically that part of the knee, there's like a bunch of ligaments and nerves. And basically this fighter, I don't know, something, I'm not a doctor, all right? But they ended up, I think they're okay now, but their foot was basically numb. So it's a painful spot to get a slash. Listen, Kucherov has dove before. Divin? Dove? Dove. He's doven. Divin? He's dived before. I don't think that was one of them. Listen, you take a slash from Shea Weber and get back to me. Benny Boy, will Montreal be better in game 3 with head coach back? Yeah, but I think they'll be better in game 3. Also, home ice advantage. You get a better sleep. Home ice advantage is just home everything advantage. And if you lose there, you're in trouble. You know, imagine losing game 7 at home. I'm dead inside. Cohen. Sorry, Steve. If Habs win, you have to wear that all series. I don't recall that being part of the agreement there, actually. Actually, if you go to... oh, boy. Here come the Habs. Here they come. Paul Byron in front. Doesn't even get through. If you go to my... I think it's my most recent tweet or one of my most recent tweets on my Twitter account, Steve_Dangle. There's a retweet of someone named Robert Malloy, R.S. Malloy. And they tweeted out the Sick Kids link. So if you want to continue donating to Sick Kids, you can do it right there. Very close to a penalty for Vasilevskiy there. Oh, Stamkos! Another penalty. So I guess it wasn't interference there on that last play, by the way. Habs getting their second penalty of the game already. They're arguing that it should be another one there. Let's see what Sherratt did. Let's see if someone dived. Doved. Stamkos arguing. He got the stick in the hands. I didn't really see anything. Was it Edmondson? Oh, it's Byron. Yeah. Man, like, you're affecting the possession of the puck carrier. Now, if your argument is these are the penalties they should have been calling all playoffs long, you're right. And you might say, well, you let this go, you let that go, you let that go. You're not wrong, but those are penalties. Oh, Braden points! This Tampa power play is terrifying. Oh my God. Kucherov thinking he can just wire it every time. Interesting. Habs are going to get it. Yeah, they're going to get a change here and potentially a scoring chance. Not so much. That's a great play by Lehkonen there. Needed that quick line change. And they lose the zone.
Penalty against the Canadiens. Byron in the box, and to the attack comes Sergachev. His pass broken up there by Armia.
Owen asks, Pringles, Lays, or Doritos? Whichever one sponsors these streams, baby! What's that for an answer? Did the producers like that answer? It's the right answer. Kucherov staying out for the whole thing. Oh, Price is masked.
Play called.
I didn't understand what Edmondson was pointing at. I'm like, why are you mad? He made a save. Price get dinged in the helmet?
You know, you go through game tape, and in game number 1, it was back and forth between Kucherov and Stamkos 3 or 4 times, and you could see Kucherov's first instinct was to pass. Instead, you're forcing then a shot from the pass being up high. That's an easier read for Carey Price, and you saw Price was there to be square to that shot, hit him in the bottom of the mask, and snapped.
God, those can't feel good.
Straps right off.
Can you believe? Can you believe that people used to play goal without a mask? And the first guy to wear a mask caught crap for it. Was it not Jacques Plante? And they were like, hey, Jacques, you shouldn't wear that anymore. And he said, okay. And then he got beamed in the face with another puck. And he said, I'm going to wear it. And they said, okay, Jacques Plante. Oh, boy, what a bounce. There's time to do something here. 5. And then he's got to get to the defensive zone. Can't get through. And watch out, the Habs just got a guy back, and he's awful fast. Nothing. Habs were so fast in that shift, I thought they had like 8 guys. Lewis says no carrot muffins this series. I'm good. Actually, you know what? My wife did make some today. Do I need a carrot muffin? Might get a carrot muffin, but at intermission. Oh. Shots 4 apiece. It's weird. It's been stingy in that department. And it feels like Tampa's choice. This is not what I would have predicted out of a series that Tampa is winning. The shot attempts, though, tell a very different story. Tampa more than doubling them up so far. Oh, boy. Big mistake there by Gustafsson. Big depth shift for Tampa here. And nothing comes of it. God, Tampa moves the puck so well. Oh, they're unbelievable. Sorry, you got to remember, I watch the Leafs for a living, so I'm more easily impressed. Like, even there, like, the Habs had a bit of a 3-on-2 going, and nothing really comes of it. If I'm Anderson, there's no reason to go at Big Rig. Not that I think Maroon would beat him up. I mean, he might. But if I'm Anderson, I tell myself, I am more valuable to this team than Patrick Maroon is. That's what I tell myself. If I play in the National Hockey League, I got to believe that, right? Shaggy. Hello. You know that? You know that song? The part where he jumps off the bridge, that was filmed just outside the Toronto Zoo. Fun fact. I know that because it made me late to work a couple times. I worked at the zoo. Have I mentioned I worked at the zoo? Shaggy asks, I almost forgot the question. Where does Eichel end up? Your best guess. Columbus. Because they have some futures and they have trouble attracting talent. Like in free agency and everything. And at some point, you need your number one center of the future. And they just don't have it. You can get all the talented wingers in the world. If you don't have a number one center, you're finished. And they just don't really have it. Anderson for Domi looking pretty good, eh? I think Domi will have a bounce back year. He wasn't very good. Might be better if he's pushed further down the lineup. Anderson's a weird one. He was unstoppable to start the season and then slowed right down. And each series, these playoffs, except for Vegas where he came up big, he's like showed up for game 1 like, here I am, everybody, and then slowed down. Chelsea, do you think home ice advantage matters more in hockey than basketball. Yeah, I do. Because, yes. Matchups are such a big thing. And one thing that hockey fans, I don't think, appreciate that fans of other sports do is hockey changes on the fly. It's a smart cover-up. I brought a guy from Scotland, a family friend from Scotland, to a Leafs-Habs exhibition game, actually, where, like, the best Leaf player in the lineup was P.A. Parento, so gotta love the preseason. And just the first minute, he was just like, are they subbing on and off? Like, he was so confused. So I feel like home ice advantage definitely plays a bigger role, in part for that reason. And last change and all that. That's a big keep from Big Rig there. Tampa's had a few shifts now where they've done a good job keeping it low in the Habs zone, but haven't really done anything with the puck. And if you have it but don't do anything with it, then what's the point? Now, I don't want to put this evil into the universe, but Tampa's got 2 power plays to the Habs' none. And I'm just saying, Tim Peel's watching at home right now, and he knows what's coming next. That's a Montreal power play. Robert says, that was the year you started Cup Check, your basement flooded. That's right. So I had my Vegas jersey and my Caps jersey, and they were dampening the sound in my room. It was echoey garbage because I had no walls. Our basement flooded due to 3 cracks in the foundation of the house. Thank you, previous owners, for that. And we had to tear out the drywall. So I was just shouting into concrete. It sounded terrible. Oh, God. I'm so glad that's done. Now every time it rains, I feel the carpet in the basement. Out of paranoia, I dropped to my knees. I'm like, please be dry. CND Snipes, what are your thoughts on Paul Maurice as a head coach? So what's interesting, I have a buddy who's a Jets fan, and he can't stand Paul Maurice. And what's interesting is he's accused of not having a great team possession-wise. They do have lethal finishers, though, and relying too heavily on their goaltending. So one of the first things I ever wrote for Sportsnet, though, it was in tandem with Andrew Berkshire. We wrote an article together where we tried to find out, does Paul Maurice, is he a bad coach? Or no, it was, oh boy, here's a breakaway for the Habs. Here we go. Stopped by Vasilevskiy. That was Toffoli. And now Tampa coming the other way. They got a 3-on-2. Kucherov. Stop. Rebound. Habs hold on to it. Habs are going to get another odd man rush. Partial, but they got it. Great job there by Cernak to keep the guy wide. Holy smokes. You want a game? This is a Stanley Cup final game. They're playing regular season hockey here. Oh, Kucherov wanted that. How are you looking off Kucherov? Oh my God. This is a circus. I don't even remember what I was just talking about. Icing. Holy cow. So what I was talking about, sorry, with Paul Maurice, it always seemed like he had bad goalies. And so the question was, does he always have bad goalies, or does he make goalies worse? And what we found is, and it was over like a 20-year span or something like that. So surely you look at that and you go, no, that's Paul Maurice's fault. He's the common denominator. But what we found was actually he got extremely unlucky. And now he has, pretty undisputedly, a consistent top 5 goalie in the league in Connor Hellebuck. And the opposite is accused of him. Oh, he relies too much on goaltending. The one thing I would say in Winnipeg is it feels like they've kept that band together too long. They missed their window. No more Line A. If I'm Shovel Day off, I want to see way more out of Dubois. That could be a guy they trade at the deadline if he doesn't step it up. J Black Q. Fave goal celebration of all time. Favorite goal celebration of all time. That is extremely good. I used to always like Sundin's because all he would do is just put his stick up in the air and hug. Like, just very, very simple. You know, I don't know about my favorite of all time, but I've watched it a bunch of times recently. And, like, it's honestly, like, brought me close to tears. That's how bad the Leafs are. Alec Martinez, his Stanley Cup winning goal in 2014 for the LA Kings over the New York Rangers. Winning the Cup at home. I feel like this is the 19th time I brought this up on stream. Winning the Cup at home, confetti everywhere, gloves everywhere, pretending like the gloves are confetti, and you scored the goal that you dreamed about your entire life. And it's just, to me, it's perfect. And it's something I cannot even imagine happening to my team. Well, sorry, tonight I can, but usually I cannot. Duke, why is the Habs penalty kill so good? They're a threat. I think the best penalty kills in the league are a threat. They don't just shut you down. They don't just crawl into a shell. Too many guys would get hurt from injuries too often, and the Habs do have a few. But they're a consistent threat. You got a guy like Tyler Toffoli. You got a guy like Paul Byron. They have so many options to turn the other way. And I believe now, after that Stamkos goal, that power play goal at the end of game 1, I think the Habs penalty kill, if I'm not mistaken, is 4 goals for and 4 goals against. The entire playoffs. That's unfathomable. Oh, refs are fixing the ice. That means more questions. Snezhinka, you're always in the chat. What's the worst team that you would say would instantly be a contender if they added McDavid? The worst team? I mean, you'd think the Oilers. Dude, shouldn't they be ashamed? They got a guy who won the Hart Trophy unanimously. 100 first place votes. No second, third, fourth, fifth place votes. He had 100 first place votes, and they did not win a playoff game. Say what you want about embarrassing playoff losses in recent memory. That can't happen. What a waste. Now, part of that's officiating. And Connor McDavid talking about officiating earlier today. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he should be ripping officiating. Bro, 8 straight playoff games without a call? I'm Connor McDavid. Are you joking? Ooh, big contact. I don't know if it's a nationality thing. Oh, we got 2 guys going off. I was going to say, I don't know if it's a nationality thing, but Palat does not get enough credit. Does not get enough credit as just a dog on a bone type player. If he was Duty McDuderson from, like, I don't know, Aurora, we'd be talking about, oh, this gritty, hard-nosed. No, man, that's Palat. He plays that style. He does not give up on the puck ever. So we got Cernak and Byron going off. If I'm not mistaken, that's Byron's second time in the box. Are we going to get a replay of what happened? Ref was pretty emphatic about it. I don't know if that's necessary, is it? They got into it, and then they got out of it. Okay. 4 on 4. Oh, we got a high stick. That was Deneau. Do we have blood? I hate that that's the first question. Ryan McDonough in the box. That's bad news for Tampa to have two defenders in the box right there. Yeah, looks like it'll only be two. Oof! Yeah, that's a bad one. And that's not a follow-through. That's... Oh! Is that ice flying through the air, or is that a tooth? No, that's... It was floating, whatever it was. Oh, he is bleeding.
That's the strange part of the rule that a little cut.
So this should be 4. I can't hear the broadcast again. But I've seen penalties where the guy's bleeding, and they only make it 2. And then another one where he's bleeding more, and they go, oh, okay, that's 2. Or, sorry, oh, okay, that's 4. How does that make any sense? How subjective is that? Oh, that's enough blood. Like, what? So that changed rather aggressively. The Habs with a 4-on-3 power play right now. I'd have that guy out there right now. That guy. Nothing against the 4 guys that the Habs have out there. Dude, you have 2 D-men out there? Are you sure? I don't know how you don't have Caulfield out there. Maybe it's a handedness thing? Because you do have Toffoli and Suzuki. And also Weber, but he's going to play the point, you'd think. It's a full 2 minutes, so Caulfield's going to get his opportunity. But with all that ice out there, I mean, how many players do you have that shoot better than him? Wide open chance for Toffoli, doesn't quite get it. Tampa cannot, and they clear it. 30 seconds. Do you do the change now, or do you try to keep going? Same crew. Still over a minute to go in this power play from Montreal. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first period. Weber attempting to use that bomb. There's not nearly as many bodies out there, and certainly fewer teammates to hit. Whiffs on it. 50 seconds to work for Montreal. Have not changed any personnel. Gustafsson working it around. Oh, he crashes the net and he doesn't quite get it. Montreal still with possession though. 30 seconds. No change. I don't think for either team. Tampa might have got 1. No rebound, and they clear it. Habs are going to get a change here. I don't know if there's much point. Less than a minute to go in the period. Only 15 seconds to go in the power play. Petrie out there. Maybe try to get a rush opportunity. Not much point setting up. Well, oh my God. Maybe it's my Caulfield bias, but he's right there, bro. Tampa can't get the shorty. So the Habs still have a full 2-minute power play by the looks of it. Kotkaniemi. Oh, you got Caulfield right there. He's off screen. Cirelli turning it around, and he's the one who got that opportunity there. And look who was back. Look who was back. Put some respect on my boy's name. Come on. Cole Caulfield, buddy. Go! I love that. So, Habs still 2-minute power play now. So I guess they did get the bloody call. I wasn't swearing. That's literally what it was. Less than 20 seconds to go in the first period. Tampa up. No, they're not. Sorry. Tampa up 1-0 in the series. Habs crushing them in the shot counter right now. Woo! Oh, no time left in the period. Oh, Sergachev not looking too comfortable. Not the way you want to end a period, not the way you want to start a period, and Tampa's got both, unfortunately for them. This is Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends that getting hit by Brendan Gallagher sucks. Woo! As we head to first intermission. Once again, click like, click subscribe. It makes me happy. Sick Kids versus. Type that in. If you want to make a donation to Sick Kids, that is why I'm wearing this Habs jersey, because Montreal Canadiens fans and others helped raise $10,000 for Sick Kids, so I said I would wear a Habs jersey. Here I am. We'll do a few more questions from the chat, and then I will take a very quick break. Oh, to answer a question from earlier, thank you to producer Drew, Marian Hossa made 3 straight finals. I believe with 3 different teams. He was Pittsburgh as a trade acquisition, signed with Detroit, lost to Pittsburgh, and then the next year he made it with Chicago in the first year of a massive deal that I believe he is still in the middle of, actually. Renad, will Habs make it to Game 5? Oh, goodness gracious. I think so. Odds are. I said this before, I'll say it again. This stat, the Habs have been involved in 27 sweeps over their history. 22 of them were in their favor. They've only been swept 5 times. So will they make it to Game 5? Bet on it. And if I'm wrong, I mean, I'm going with over 100 years of history here. So, Dominic, 2022 Cup prediction. Come on. I mean, geez, what are you asking me to go against Tampa? It's kind of hard. But not everyone can do it. It's hard enough to do it back to back. Doing it 3 straight years, I just don't know if the human body, with the 82 game seasons, I know it was 56 this year. Last year was a little different. So maybe it's a unique situation and Tampa can do it again. I'm excited to see what Vegas does in the offseason, because they keep getting to the Final Four and they cannot get over the hump. They cannot score, which doesn't really seem to be a problem in the regular season. So I don't even know how you address that. I think Colorado is a little bit of meat away, adding a little bit of just size from running teams over. The way they played in the regular season, God, the way they played in the first round, there's no reason they shouldn't be here. Producer Drew just dying right now. Shut up, Steve. What? I'm complimenting them. Haley, favorite player in the finals? I mean, I keep saying I love Gallagher as a player, but I mean, God, I love Cole Caulfield on the Montreal Canadiens. And for the Tampa Bay Lightning, I'm a huge Victor Hedman fan. Now that he's not enemy number 1. There was a time where he was enemy number 1. I remember a whole building of people booing him. It was a World Junior pre-tournament game. He was on Team Sweden, had not been drafted yet. That was the big World Junior where Tavares was on Canada and undrafted, and Hedman was on Sweden and undrafted, and they were supposed to go first and second, but we didn't know who would go where. Goose, who's your pick for the NHL 22 cover? Okay. Whoever the captain of Seattle is, or whatever new team Jack Eichel is on. That's a good answer, Steve. Thank you, I know. Oh, last one. Last one before I go on a little break. Who gets Duncan Keith? Does he go home to Winnipeg? So, Elliot Friedman reporting that Duncan Keith, there is a potential trade in the works to send him to the Pacific Northwest, which I thought was interesting phrasing on account of there's one team there and they don't exist yet, Seattle, or a Western Canadian team. So that's Seattle, that's Vancouver. Rick Dollywall putting a little bit of water on that report. There's Edmonton. There's Calgary, and then Winnipeg. We're getting a little too far east, don't you think? Call me weird, because I know Duncan Keith has fallen off a great deal. I mean, he's 37 and he's put some incredibly hard miles on that body. I think Vancouver, for the right deal, makes a lot of sense. Chicago makes a lot of deals where they retain. If you can dump like the Tyler Myers contract somehow in there, I think that could be a victory for Vancouver. But there were too many Vancouver Canucks games that I watched this year where I'm watching Quinn Hughes just barely treading water out there. Like, he's such an offensive talent, but when he was facing a team with more firepower, I was just like, oh my God, this kid is on an island. And for him to learn from a guy like Duncan Keith, like just to be around him each and every day, I think would be so valuable for him. You know, Alex Edler's kind of old too. I get it. Old but experienced, so maybe Hughes was getting that from him. But I think it would be very helpful for him to have a guy like Duncan Keith. Or even the Oilers, who have stunk at defense for quite a long time. I think it'd be nice to have at least the wealth of experience that Duncan Keith has. So we're going to take a quick break here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Visit the Sick Kids Foundation. Make a donation. Because I'm wearing a Habs jersey. Gosh darn it. I'll be back soon. Hey, you want to see what I got? Yeah. The carrot muffin is back. All at once was a mistake. Let's just admit that right away. Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. I'm representing Sportsnet right now. They're so proud of me. I got a muffin in my mouth. I got Montreal Canadiens jersey on my chest because Habs fans came through. They raised $10,000 for Sick Kids Hospital. I told them if they did, I'd wear a Habs jersey, so I'm going to wear it all game too long. Gosh darn it. Click like, click subscribe. We'll be back with the second period in a minute. But for now, intermission, where I answer your questions. Affleck, 34. Now that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins signed for $5 million, does that lower the value of other free agents like Hyman and Landeskog? No. No. So, Nugent-Hopkins takes a pay cut, technically, in that he was making, what is it, $6 million bucks, and now he's going to make $5,125. But he's doing that for 8 years, bro. That is not a discount. The reason his cap hit is lower is because he's signed forever. Now, I think the back half of that contract is going to be abhorrent. I think it's going to be real bad. Hopefully by the back half of the contract, remember that's 4 years from now, right? Hopefully by the back half of the contract for the Oilers, the cap has gone up. Each year he'll take less and less and less a percentage of the cap. So that'll be good. But the key thing about getting his cap hit down, not too many teams in this league have a player as significant as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins this year, and then next year they keep that player for a lower number. Not too many teams in the league are experiencing that, right? Especially at the pay cut that he got. Almost $1 million bucks. You're maximizing, to me, the best years of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So let's say the first 4 years of the deal, right? Front half of the deal, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is most likely to at least be worth it. That's why you do that deal. You keep him there to maximize the best years you're ever going to get out of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. It's a huge risk, though. Huge risk. 8 years, big dough. Guys drafted in 2011 aren't as young as you think anymore on account of that was 10 years ago. I know, right? He ain't old. He ain't young. So, yeah, if I'm Zach Hyman and I'm Gabriel Landeskog, Landeskog is the only one who can ask for 8 there. I don't think the Leafs are going to give Hyman 8. If Hyman or Landeskog sign with their respective teams, they can get 8, and I would expect the number to be lower than you think, like Nugent-Hopkins. But if they're going to another team, they ain't getting 8, they ain't getting 7. And if they do, they got to take a haircut per year. Do you see my dog walking through? Okay. Where are you going, Nikki? Or you want a pet? Come here. I think he's a good boy. He's a very good boy. Named after Jerome McGinley. Pickle Nick says best mustache ever. Is that a question? Is that a question? Lanny McDonald. Come on. Easily Lanny McDonald. Now, I think the question should be like categories. You know, like handlebar. That's a tough one. Didn't Larry Robinson have one? Wendell Clark. But like just best mustache of any category? Laney. Come on now. Here. Think of a hockey player with a mustache. Who'd you picture? It was Laney. Stop it. Stop it. Noted Habs legend. And no one else. Hayden. What do you think of McDavid saying he hopes he is good enough to make Canada's Olympic team? Is that what he said? God, that's so disgustingly hockey. Shut up. You can't say that on the day you get the unanimous Hart Trophy. You get 100 first place votes. Shut up. I hope that's not what he said. We're coming back with the second period right now. Please click like. Please click subscribe. Please tell all your friends. Tampa Bay starting this period on the penalty kill. Montreal starting it on the power play. Cole Caulfield out there. Luke Richardson, he heard me. Look at the Habs, they're in good shape. Listen to me, you'll go far. Corey Perry in front. Oh, another whack at it. Puck's still loose. Tampa Bay escaping that one. Barely. Still over a minute's work. Like I said at the end of the first period, it's a bad way to end the period. It's a bad way to start the next one on the penalty kill. So that's the situation Tampa found themselves in with a nasty double minor. Ryan McDonough high-sticking Philip Deneau. That's a good stop there by Sergachev, but he can't clear the zone. Goes around, still over 30 seconds to work. That's plenty of time. Oh, Nick Suzuki just cut off there. Caulfield trying to work. Oh, I thought he should have taken that for a little walk. I'm not sure what that shot was. That's a hope and a prayer, and this penalty is basically over. Could maybe get a rush opportunity. 5 seconds, not looking good. But at least you get the zone entry. Josh Anderson, those are the types of plays he's capable of. We need him to be more dynamic. Look at me. Like he was at the beginning of the season. My dog's looking at me like, what is so important that you're not petting me right now? It's hard to explain. You know, my dog doesn't know English. Boone, thoughts on Fleury winning the Vezina but not being named to the NHL first All-Star team? Isn't that dumb? Isn't that so dumb? You know, I didn't even think of that. We talked about that today on the podcast. I didn't even realize Fleury. Okay, so I have a bone to pick, a big bone to pick with the Vezina voting this year, actually. So I believe Vasilevskiy got 99 points. Fleury got 108. So that's actually a really close vote. Fleury was only left off of one ballot. Because remember, this is the GMs who vote on this thing. They vote for a first, second, and third place goalie. Fleury was left off of one GM's ballot. So one GM in the National Hockey League didn't think Fleury was in the top 3 goalies this season. Vasilevskiy? 4! Sir? Are you all right? Andre Vasilevskiy is not a top 3 goalie to you. Stop that immediately. 4 guys who run NHL teams? Any fan watching this right now should be like, hope it ain't mine. Hope it ain't mine. Look at those numbers. That's not a top 3 goalie. Last 2 playoffs. Goofy. Look, that is, oh my God, those numbers are wild. Truly, truly wild. How has he had a better playoff this year? Dumb. 3 guys left him off their ballot entirely. I'd love to know if any of those 4 general managers who left Vasilevskiy off their ballot were either of the 2 general managers who voted for Mike Smith or UC Soros. Or, you know, two guys who had great seasons. Andre Vasilevskiy, for God's sake. Now, maybe they discount him because they're like, well, even if he wasn't in net, Tampa Bay would be a really good team anyway. Okay. Doesn't mean he's not a top 3 goalie in the league. Get out of here. Jerome, favorite Austin Powers quote. I can't say it on this stream. I could. You can say anything once. Austin, it is... Anyway. Anonymous, what's your favorite scene from the Back to the Future trilogy? I don't think that was anonymous at all. I think that was either Producer Drew, Producer Stu, or Producer Soup. Because before the stream, I admitted that I had never seen any of the Back to the Future movies. I know. I'm ashamed of myself. That is the worst thing I've committed during this stream. It's not wearing a Habs jersey. Certainly not. Nope. It's having never seen any of the Back to the Futures. I've seen all kinds of Christopher Lloyd movies. I saw Angels in the Outfield. No Back to the Future. Here comes Braden Point, who Tampa drafted because they got lucky in 2014. Already had that rant. If you missed it, you missed it. But they did. They got lucky. I give them no credit. None. Montreal really crushing Tampa in the shot counter. A big reason for that is Tampa getting into penalty trouble, especially at the end of the first period. But you're not going to win too many games with 6 shots. It doesn't feel like that's all they have. Again, because early in the game they had the big shot attempts advantage, but getting shots on goal has been an issue. This line's coming to life here. Tyler Toffoli all alone in front, but they can't get the puck to him. Tampa Bay does absolutely everything with speed.
Holds on, throws it in the slot, comes up with it himself, and now back to Cernak shooting, and that's an easy glove stop.
Cernak again looking to get the first goal in back-to-back games. It's my dumb storyline that I will not let go of. Itchy Noodles. Who is the most overrated and underrated player in the NHL? Okay. Underrated is tough. Because if you can think of the player, then they're not underrated.
Richardson talked a lot about throwing away the first game. It was a lesson.
You know who had an unreal season? Unreal rookie season, but his team took a month off, unfortunately, and they weren't very good this year. So a lot of people did not get to fully appreciate the Nils Hoglander show. I don't know if he's the most underrated in the NHL, but he's one of the first names that came to mind. Really like that player. He's going to be really, really good.
Anderson battling in the corner. Help arriving in the presence of Paul Byron. Maroon to the line and out.
Overrated?
Yemi to lay it back down in the Lightning zone.
Like, you're going to expect me to say like one of the Leafs big guys or something. First of all, that's overpaid, what you're looking for. Second of all, overrated. Everyone's crushing those guys right now. Who's looking at the Leafs right now and going, that's who everyone should try to be? No one. Yeah, so we're seeing here, I don't know if you saw that little stat from Sportlogic there, but Tampa has done better with their offensive zone possession, or at least has had it for longer. But the Montreal Canadiens doing a good job preventing actual shots on goal. Overrated. Let me think. Rasmus Ristolainen is a really interesting player in this conversation because I think NHL general managers grossly overrate him. And I think that general hockey Twitter public, whoa, that was almost something for Corey Perry. The general hockey Twitter public probably underrates him. His numbers are bad. He's been a Sabre his whole career. He's the reason the Sabres are bad. Are you sure? Because pretty sure he's one of the more talented Sabres. Perhaps that says something about both him and the Sabres. But the Rasmus Ristolainen slander, I don't know. I don't know, man. I would like to see him on another team. Oh, Tampa! Great puck movement there. Tyler Johnson not able to get it through to Cirelli, but they keep possession. I would love to do play-by-play one day, but I can't pause for anecdotes about Back to the Future. They score! I love that someone has to cut around me talking about Back to the Future for the highlight pack later on. There was a shot from the point, and it looked like a tip. Corey Perry gutted there. Let's take a look at what happened there. The first goal of this game for back-to-back games going to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Anthony Cirelli, former captain of your Oshawa Generals. I said your Oshawa Generals. Tyler Johnson working it to the point. Fires it on. It looks, oh, did Perry deflect it in? That would be why the camera went to him immediately. That was Cirelli at the point. Or did Ruda get that? Cirelli. I don't see that hit anything. That hit Price's blocker and went in. Perry might be upset. He maybe thinks he had a chance to clear it. He screened Price. Coleman had an open man there. And Tampa Bay getting doubled up in shots. Guess what? Score first. And now the Montreal Canadiens, who do so well playing with the lead, have to play from behind again. Ooh, someone sent me a text. I'm not going to say who, so they don't get slandered. But Jamie Benn is by far most overrated. There are certain sections of the NHL community in Western Canada that would literally punch you in the face for saying that. Ooh, that's a tough one. He's had a tough year though. I'm going to reserve judgment until he gets a full season with Tyler Seguin back with him. Patty saying, is Sergachev and McDonough playing for Tampa Bay just the hockey gods rubbing bad moves in their face? Oh my God, I forgot about that. So, one thing I kept saying about the Nick Suzuki trade is Vegas knew who they were trading. They drafted Nick Suzuki. They didn't trade away the pick that Montreal used to get Nick Suzuki. Vegas drafted Nick Suzuki, 13th overall. They decided this player was good enough to draft 13th overall and then traded him to the Montreal Canadiens. The Habs did that with Ryan McDonough. They drafted this guy. I think he was a top 20 pick too. They drafted this guy. They knew how good this guy was, and they traded him. I believe that was the Scott Gomez trade. Did we do that trade tree? Producer Drew, Producer Stu, did we do that? I think we did. I seem to remember that we did. Boy, that's a tough one. Producer Stu in my ear, he's saying early on we did it. I never try to say a trade is bad. I always try to defend it. I give context. And so for that one, I was like, look, it's obviously gone wonderfully for Tampa. I think we actually made that trade tree before they won the cup. But Montreal was going for it. And they get Scott Gomez, and they had a few decent playoff runs. One, I believe, was Final Four. And they probably get further. Wasn't that 2014? They probably get through to the Stanley Cup final if Carey Price stays healthy. Remember, that was the year Dustin Tokarski had to step in, wasn't it? So I defended it in that they were going for it, and they had some success. But losing Ryan McDonough is a tough one. What's been amazing about Tampa is they've acquired all these guys, McDonough, Goodrow, Coleman, all these guys who looked like rentals. Whoa! Smart cover up by Vasilevskiy. All these guys who looked like rentals, and they've kept them. They've gotten at least an extra season out of them. Gallagher, by the way, if you've been watching these streams, you know, obviously he's got more to give. Sorry, I was watching the footage there. He's got more to give, but he's had so many injuries and everything. He's bringing it in this cup final. He's been a factor. He's been a factor every time he's been on the ice. Not just defensively. He's in everybody's kitchen. Spending a lot of energy. Raymond, do Keefe and Dubas lose their jobs if Leafs don't win around next year? I don't think you're thinking big enough, frankly. I don't know if it's both. I mean, Keefe just got there. You know what I mean? And they've had regular season success.
Last second instruction before we resume play.
And they were doing the same thing with Babcock at the helm. But I don't think you're big enough. I think they trade one of the $11 million guys. And it ain't going to be Matthews. So you're looking at either trading your captain or Marner. It's a big deal. There's so much on the line next year. I mean, full credit to the Habs. The Leafs blew it. I don't care how good you are. You're not supposed to lose 3 straight. After winning 3 straight, by the way. Vasilevskiy's pretty dialed in tonight, by the way. Calm. He's not letting rebounds escape from him. And the Habs seem to be trying to tempt that out of him, but he's done a good job. Bang! Oh, here come the Habs. Byron, Caulfield, stopping up. Waiting for reinforcements. They get him. Oh, if Petrie gets that, it's a much better opportunity for Tampa. After the stop from Vasilevskiy, is able to turn it the other way. You know, little guys, you know, oh, this team's too little, that's too little. Habs have big defense. Their forwards are small. Oh, some of them. There's Josh Anderson with the puck. Some of them are pretty small, and if they have some height, they're svelte, but they play dogged. Tampa's the same way. That's a big stop. Cirelli does not play small. Braden Point does not play small. Yanni Gourde does not play small. Huge Yanni Gourde fan. As long as we're in the underrated conversation. That was a big block. This is a huge shift by the Habs. Again, swallowed up by Andre Vasilevskiy.
Well, that's a shift to build off of, trying to get some momentum back. And you know,
Victor Hedman, dude, there's something about that playoff beard makes him look like a bad man. Oh, and he got caught there, though.
Watch him stop up here, and he took away Edmondson. He allowed Anderson to go through the middle, knowing that the middle was taken away, but he didn't allow anything.
Petrie putting it on. Oh! Armia so close to just putting that 5-hole, even off the skate, through Vasilevskiy. There it is.
Good read by Vasilevskiy to come across, get the pad down, and make the save.
But that chance, ooh, Tyler Johnson in some pain. Can't lose him with Killorn out. With that chance, the Habs still get an offensive zone opportunity. And again, swallowed up by Vasilevskiy. Boy, is he dialed. Habs crushing them in the shot category. Cool as a cucumber. This kid. Oh my god, I thought that was another replay. Shots 9-2 for Montreal in this period. But Tampa has scored. Hockey ain't fair. Oh, buddy! If you're a goaltender, play the goal. I don't know about that one. Somehow Tampa, no worse for the wear. Almost offside there. Nope, definitely offside. Sam, Benning was definitely one of the GMs that left him off the ballot. Let's be serious. So let's talk about Vasilevskiy. Do you think so? I don't know, man. I don't get it. That's a flexible human being. Goalie, the last guy off the ice. So I feel like you don't see that very often. Now, so this is the interesting thing about Tampa. Let me throw this out there. Because Vasilevskiy was left off 4 ballots for the Vezina. In part, I assume. Ooh! Oh, Lekkonen's down. I thought that was interference. I don't know if we're getting a call here. Again, I can't hear the feed. I need to get another look at that, but at first glance, I thought that was interference. He's got to have the wind knocked out of him there. He's already got blood on his jersey. Yeah, that's not a battle, man. That's not a battle. Lettonen's going to play the puck. Sergachev's going to play the body. Now, Sergachev is probably going to argue I was hit by Gallagher there, but we got a hand up. Oof, absolutely rocked on that one. Montreal going to get another shot here. So the conversation about the Vezina. So Andrei Vasilevskiy left off 4 Vezina ballots. So 4 GMs in the NHL did not go for Vasilevskiy, in part, I think, because people are like, well, any goalie could have success on this Tampa Bay Lightning team. Yeah? You think the Lightning win this series if on the next shift Andrei Vasilevskiy leaves and they got to go the rest of the way with Curtis McElhinney? You sure? I mean, I love McElhinney. Great guy. I remember him making some big saves. Stanley Cup champion, Curtis McElhinney, as a backup. The goalie matchup goes from Price versus Vasilevskiy to Price versus McElhinney. Sorry, you can't tell me the shift doesn't completely change. WVX Nightmare. So if you could borrow the DeLorean, I understand that reference. If you could borrow the DeLorean and go back and talk to yourself as a child, would you tell yourself not to be a Leafs fan? No. Because then I'd still be working at the zoo. Are you kidding? I'd still be working at the zoo. I don't know. I'm not good at anything else. So thank God I was a Leafs fan and did this YouTube thing. Listen, I might work at the zoo and be far happier. My hockey team would make me less sad. But now, because of the Leafs, I get to do streams about the Habs. Isn't that beautiful? Lekkonen going down the tunnel there. Sergachev in the box. Hoping everything's okay with Lekkonen. God, that was a stiff ride into the boards there. Big bomb from the Habs. And their shot advantage is only going to increase here 22-8. You got to think at some point the dam's going to break. Sydney, Steve, every time you say this could be something, nothing happens. When you talk about something else, a goal happens. LOL. Shut up. That's just tonight. I've been Dangle Damas on a lot of shifts, all right? Don't make fun of me. Just like that, 30 seconds passes. Pete, what's your favorite NHL playoff run you've seen in your lifetime? Mine's the 2006 Oilers. That is up there for me. I loved following that team. And the Hurricanes that year were a fun watch, too. The Oilers, for a number of years, were fun to watch. The Cujo Oilers should not have accomplished anything. That 7-game series they had against the Stars, Cujo makes that ridiculous save. That was unreal. The 2004 Flames, I really enjoyed. I did like the 2007 Ducks. Come on, guys, the Sens are Canada's team. Go Ducks. Habs fans are not going to like this. I did have an affinity for the 2011 Boston Bruins. You can imagine how much I regret that now. Whoa, a goal! I think Corey Perry gets it in front. Nick Suzuki put it on. I think someone tipped it. And the Montreal Canadiens tie this up. I told you, didn't I? The dam was going to break. The Lightning played with fire and got burned. Mikhail Sergachev in the box, helping out the team that drafted him. I think Perry got that. We'll have to see another angle here. Suzuki putting it on. Oh, you know what? McDonough might have actually got a little piece of it.
Look at the reaction of Vasilevskiy looking up and around the traffic in front, and he just misses.
Doesn't matter. Montreal on the board. And with that goal, what a knuckle puck. After all the saves he made tonight, that's what beat Andrei Vasilevskiy. Are you joking? And he knows it. He knows it hit nothing, and that is a lonely place to be if you're Mikhail Sergachev. Buddy, you got to shake it off and go to the next shift. With that goal, the Montreal Canadiens accomplish what they could not in Game 1. When Tampa took the lead, they tied it up. And it's gone straight to their legs. This has got to be an uncomfortable position for Tampa. Oh boy, here come the Habs again. Uncomfortable position for Tampa. Not only did you allow them to get back in the game and tie it up, but you're getting outshot 23-8 on home ice. No team in the league is feeling good about that. For no team in the league is that the game plan.
Maybe the Islanders. Maybe.
But no other team. Oh! This Habs team is pure adrenaline, pure emotion, and it feels like the more fans they have in their building for games 3, 4, and potentially 6, the better they'll do. That's a big stop from Vasilevskiy, but he's lost it. He made that save and then was clueless. Tampa with a chance to clear, and they duff it. But they have it. Yeah, they get it back there. Andy Gord trying to break it out. He stops up. That's actually a pretty smart pass back to the goalie. How have you not cleared it? Irresponsible shift from Tampa, and it's about to cost them. It's wide. It's in the corner. That's a good stop there by Palat. And Yanni Gord does what he should have done 15 seconds ago, and that's clear the puck. But we got an icing. What a costly shift for the Lightning, and all of a sudden, they're in total shambles. Sherratt not afraid to let go of that shot. Oh, that's why Vasilevskiy had no idea what was going on. That was just instinct. Oh! Oh, I thought... That is not where I thought that puck went. Jeez, that was almost a goal. Shots 12-2 for the Montreal Canadiens in this period. Goals 1-1 because hockey is just not fair. But with 7.5 minutes to go in this second period, Habs looking like the team in charge right now. Furious George, worst contract in the NHL. Carlson, Burakovsky, or Skinner? Burakovsky. Did you mean Bobrovsky? I was like, I didn't think Burakovsky that fast. What? Was that a spelling mistake by producer Drew, the Habs fan, who's just got Burakovsky on the mind, or was that? Oh boy! 2-on-1 here. Swallowed up by Vasilevskiy.
You know the one thing, as Kevin Bieksa will attest to, you know Perry's going to be chirping, he's going to be hitting you every chance he gets.
See, some players play really well angry. Nikita Kucherov does not. He loses his cool. Corey Perry going after him like that. Kucherov cannot rise to that. That dude sees the red mist. He's off his game and he does stupid stuff.
And a hold on there by Vasilevskiy. So Lehkonen has not returned.
He's got to settle down.
And Gallagher out, and Yoel Armia has moved up onto this line, so he might get double duty. If Lehkonen's unable to
Oh, sorry, to answer your question.
in at the line by Edmondson.
Bobrovsky, Carlson, or Skinner. Carlson is at least still good at some stuff. Bobrovsky, I don't even know if he's a top half starter in the NHL. Oh! Armia! Rebound! Still loose! Wide of the net! Habs still got it. Work it to the point. Petrie down low. Chaos in front of the net. Tampa doesn't know who to get. Armia again. This guy's a bull in a china shop. In front. Dangerous spot. Tampa gets it. Can they clear? Unbelievable how in shambles Tampa looks. 27-8 are the shots. And I think they're missing some that just happened. Shot attempts. Montreal now crushing Tampa. 37-24. All these odd man rushes, all these everything that Tampa was getting, they're gone. Cole Caulfield, bomb. Wide. Tampa. Here they go. Kucherov. Can they get anything going? Not something you often say with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Kucherov. I think Price got that with his glove. This is looking a little bit more like the first period now. A lot of back and forth. McDonough, lucky. He almost loses that one. To finally answer your question about the worst contract, I'll say Bobrovsky. Oh, Matthew Joseph getting high sticked, did I see? I'll say Bobrovsky because he lost his job to two different guys this year. Oh, just avoiding Sherratt there. Oh, it went high and wide. Ooh, Nathaniel asking the most important question I have received so far during this Watch the Stanley Cup final game with Steve Dangle. Nathaniel says, or asks, who's scoring next? Tampa is slowly trying to fight to get momentum back. And you talk about a well-timed TV timeout for them. They look like they were running on fumes. Considering the shots are, I don't know what the updated total is, but something like 15-3 in this period. I'm going to say the Habs. Oh, you're probably looking for a specific player. Oh, okay. Here's me again. I'm going to say Ben Sherratt. He's been wiring it a lot more. Cole Caulfield's got green light, though. Tampa Bay's looking tired, so who's a guy who scores on you when you're tired? Armia's look good. Toffoli's a guy who scores on you when you're tired. Caulfield's got green light. I'm going to stick to Sherratt. I'll stick to Sherratt. Let's not complicate this. Bomb from the point. Hit someone in the knee. I say knee. I am the YouTuber who says knee. Click like, for goodness sake. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Hey, there's this guy. He's kind of weird. He's got a big head. He's somewhere between 23 and 46. And he's talking about the Habs. That's how you pitch it.
And Suzuki with the backhand roller that found a way to tie this game up.
Let me know if it works. That was in the press release, by the way, for Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. It's impossible to tell how old he is. Got just a really strangely shaped head. His eyebrows are mobile, just all over the place. And nearing Eugene Levy levels of thickness. Josh Anderson, that's way too much space for him, and he almost scores for it. That dude is eating Mikhail Sergachev alive on a few shifts in this series so far. Oh! I said the dam was going to break, and then it did. I think it might continue to break there, fellas. Fellas, folks. I was halfway through saying folks, and I changed it to fellas.
Chris, the battle's just
We got a whistle.
here. 5 periods in. You know that point's got a target on him.
Oh,
Attacking him in the corner. Now he gets a little
Braden Point and Joel Edmondson going at it.
goes back the other way. Anderson does a great job.
Anderson
with the outside.
just
Tries
getting,
to take it in. Looked like he had
just
it.
turnstile Sergachev. That can't happen.
Another shot.
What are you, afraid of him?
Tipped out high.
No room for fear in the Stanley Cup final. Andre Vasilevskiy, boy, Tampa cannot waste this. They cannot waste the performance they're getting out of Vasilevskiy. Shot 16-2 in this period, which is unacceptable for Tampa. 29-8. I don't know if Tampa's been outshot this badly in the last 2 years. Can't hold the line.
Chop it down past Chernak, no icing.
What kind of a tough game has this been for
Bianca, favorite freezy flavor. Depends on the day, but I'm going to say blue.
You let one in that you don't
Ice.
like, but now he hasn't had much of a chance to really be a factor
Ironic.
in this game.
DG, who are the top 3 in the Atlantic next season? Gee.
Perspective, all of game 1, just 19
Well, I'm going to assume Montreal keeps Deneau.
That goal is really
Can you imagine they let him go after this?
belief that we've talked
Can you
about
imagine?
all throughout this playoffs for Montreal is really growing now.
I'm going to... Whoa! What happened there? Are they saying Armia got him?
2 or 4.
Oh, he might have got Coleman on the follow-through.
Kevin was showing before
And he's going to the box. I'm going to say
little battles to get to the puck. Oh, it wasn't the follow-through.
Montreal,
The initial play was the follow-through of Armia.
Tampa, Florida.
As he was
No
shooting
particular
the puck,
order.
but it's then the second one that Kelly Sutherland calls. You can see the reaction of Armia. He
A lot of
tried to
cursing
shoot that
there.
puck first, got a piece of
I don't know. I thought that was on the follow-through.
Coleman going there, and then the second one, it looked
And
like
now,
the
with
RPA.
3:22 to go
It is 2 minutes, but it is
in the second period, a second period that Montreal has absolutely dominated and Tampa Bay has looked utterly futile, they have a golden opportunity to regain the lead despite getting outshot into oblivion. Tampa Bay moving the puck like they do. Oh, every player's such a weapon on this power play, man. To have Braden Point in that little bumper spot, just absurd. Just absurd. Cirelli refuses. That macho stuff after the whistle is so weird, man. I'm going to push you away. Well, I'm going to stand right here. I'm just... Okay. You're both professional athletes wasting your energy. Boom! Stamkos from the Stamkos spot does not convert, and Montreal clears it. First 30 seconds, though. Tampa with a couple opportunities. Can they regain the zone? Much easier said than done against Montreal. Braden Point, and it's gone. Montreal has done an extremely good job all playoffs long in preventing the zone entries shorthanded. But Tampa has done a really good job once they have sustained zone time, zone pressure. They do a really good job moving the puck. I thought you had Stamkos there. Are they trying to argue trip? They're not going to get it. Hadn't been complaining about it. Buddy, you might as well stop. They ain't called it. Carey Price. Oh, my God! Kucherov. What was Price thinking? Holy, and now 20 seconds to go. Tampa can still do something with this. That is not something you see too often out of Carey Price. Holy. Sergachev wasting a lot of valuable time here. But Tampa, they got the zone. Big rig. Stop by Price. Rebound. Where is it? It's still in front. Oh, shot just wide. Big rig again. Trying to get it around. The Habs ring it around. And down the ice, but oh dear. Stay in your net, bud. Tampa in big trouble. Armia, bull in a china shop. Love this guy. Him on the ice at the same time as Anderson is a problem for anybody. Final minute of the second period that Montreal has dominated, but Tampa with a little bit of an offensive on that power play. But here comes Montreal again. Blocked. Maroon. Torrid end to the second period. There's a minute left, less than a minute left. Still feels like an eternity. Here come the Montreal Canadiens. They can't gain the zone. Offside.
So many big plays, and you can just feel the importance of this power play for Tampa and the penalty kill for the Montreal Canadiens.
I need water after that. Oh.
Of Sherratt that got inside on point. Now all of a sudden you've got a defenseman with no stick at all. Suzuki reads it. He's aggressive. Gets in there, breaks up that pass, and then doesn't know able to clear. And here's
earlier you were asking what's so good about their power play. They're dangerous. Or sorry, penalty kill. They're dangerous. They're a threat.
He just goes on the stick of Carey Price. Armia almost creates something.
Armia really close to picking off Vasilevskiy, and that was almost a very, very silly goal conceded. Less than 20 seconds to go. Maybe time for one of these teams to get a shot. 10 seconds. Oh! 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 Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Are you joking me? Are you joking me, that goal? Holy cow, I can't believe it! I cannot believe it! Under a second to go! And that's gonna count. There was definitely time left on the clock. And a diving goal by Blake Coleman. He does it again! He does it again! Producer Drew, mark it down. Hat pick. This guy does it again. Amazing little play there by Goodrow. And Blake Coleman doesn't score all the time, but when he does, it's a thing of beauty. You know how many one-handed? That's at least the third one-handed goal of Blake Coleman's career. Spectacular. Spectacular. That's the kind of play it takes to score while Phillip Deneau's on the ice, by the way. Spectacular goal. I'm genuinely stunned. In a period, he's a hat pick machine. You're absolutely right, Producer Drew. In a period that Montreal dominated from start with the power play to finish. Out-shooting Tampa. I don't know what the final total was. 20-4. Montreal dominated, and they got a goal. Somehow, Tampa got two. I cannot believe what we just saw. Cannot believe what we just saw. Remember, there was a time in human history we thought the Tampa Bay Lightning gave up too much for Barclay Goodrow and Blake Coleman. What a goal. What a goal. I'm stunned. We didn't get a ton of looks at how that play developed. It just looked like a nifty. I mean, you don't expect players to make the move that Barclay Goodrow did. They try to do it all the time, but they're never able to pick it off or actually pull it off. And then Blake Coleman diving. If he gets possession of the puck, he wastes too much time, and that goal goes in, if at all, after time has expired, and it's no goal. But he dives and one-hands it, and I swear, we got to look it up. That's at least, because we've been doing hat picks, right? I remember these highlights. That's at least the third one-handed goal of Blake Coleman's career in the National Hockey League. Tampa Bay getting their show run on home ice, head to the third period with a 2-1 lead again. Hockey, buddy. Hockey. You talk about two completely different looking games with the exact same result in terms of score. Caitlin asks, where's your big water bottle? I already finished it, so I grabbed a little one. We had some left over. We had these. I know you're not supposed to do plastic water bottles, but we had like a mini family barbecue. Very mini. Legal is what I'm trying to say. Legal family barbecue for my son's first birthday. So I decided rather than holding this huge jug that, as much as I love it, people find distracting, I decided to use a regular water bottle. Raider, smooth or chunky peanut butter? Yes. Depends on the mood. I like both. Alvin. I assume the next questions are from Simon and Theodore. Steve, we're brutally outplaying them, and we're losing. What should we do different? The hard thing as a coach is nothing. Like, you had, I mean, that's one of the best periods Montreal has played in these playoffs. Are you joking me? And they get outscored 2-1. What a goal. Like, what an unbelievable goal. And you look at the only 2 goals Montreal has in this series, I mean, you got to start feeling deflated. The one goal they scored in game 1 went off. It took 1,000 bounces en route to the net. And by that, I mean 2. But that's enough. And then they get that goal from Nick Suzuki that if he tried to replicate that in practice, I don't know if he could have. Had the puck. The puck rolled there on its side basically the entire way. Vasilevskiy has been special tonight. Tampa Bay's offense has not looked as threatening. Their defense has looked incredibly porous. It's Vasilevskiy keeping a minute. Wow. Brian, was that Coleman goal more luck than skill, though? No. For most players, I might say that. But Blake Coleman, no, that's like, I swear to God, that's like the third one-handed goal I've seen him score. He scored like one-handed wrist shots. So for him to dive and just whack at it, that's nothing. That's old hat for him. I think maybe we'll do one more question and then we'll take a quick break. No, we're going to take a quick break. So click like and click subscribe. Tell all your friends that we're going to be back just before the third period. Watch the Stanley Cup final with Steve Dangle. This is why you watch the games, folks. We'll see if the Habs can come back. So that goal is why you watch the games. Holy cow. Montreal utterly dominates the Tampa Bay Lightning in the second period, and somehow Tampa comes out with 2 goals to Montreal's 1. Blake Coleman, a literal last-second goal. 0.3 seconds left on the clock. Maybe a smidge more officially, I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. Less than a second on the clock. A one-handed goal with Philip Deneau all over him. It doesn't matter. Justin Bourne, JT Bourne on Twitter. Wonderful follow. I'm sure I don't need to tell you. Coworker. He makes a great point. As great as that little play was from Barclay Goodrow, I don't understand what Ben Sherratt was doing. Just way... It's hard to be too hard on him because there were 4 seconds left in the period, but he plays the puck way too casually. Gaudreau gets around him. He gets the puck to Blake Coleman. And it's a goal. Sorry, I'm in awe. I was just surfing. Oh, you know what? This is why you don't surf Twitter while you're doing a stream. I was about to shout out the Sportsnet web desk because the Coleman goal is already on the YouTube channel. I was wrong. It's actually the first time that he scored a one-handed goal. It's on our YouTube channel. The video is called Gotta See It. Blake Coleman snipes absurd one-handed goal while falling versus Jets. There was also a one-handed goal that he scored for the Lightning last year. Do you remember a goal where Zach Bogosian, for one shift in last year's playoffs against the Bruins, randomly decided, I'm Erik Karlsson now, and he takes the puck, skates through everybody, sets up Coleman, and he dives like literally Superman. And then a year later, different setup from a different player with a less than a second to go. How is it his signature move to score falling down one-handed? The diving goal last year was at least two-handed. This is... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Holy cow. We got questions. And the first question that we're going to answer is Steve wearing pants? Is Steve wearing pants? It's been a lot of shorts lately. What are we going with? Is it going to be jeans this time? Is it going to be hockey pants just to screw with you? Put your answers in the chat, everybody. 10, 9, 8. Count for yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move this stupid Leafs chair out of the way. Get out of here. It's gym shorts this time. I was doing lunges during the break because it feels good to do when I'm sitting. It's good on the low back. Good for the hip flexors. It's a little hip flexor stretch. And also strengthens your bum. Sorry, glutes. So gym shorts is what it was today. At some point, like, I got to go shopping. Got to buy more. Got to buy swim trunks. A Speedo. Don't tempt me. More questions. Nope says, please show us Iggy, Steve. I can't. Because he's not in the room anymore. He's sleeping on the couch. And I don't want to bother my dog. I like him. Here. You want to see Iggy? Oh, wait. The reverse camera. There's Iggy. Right there. It's the man Iggy is named after. I love this question from Dave. What does Tampa need to do to turn the game around? Evidently, score a diving one-handed goal with less than a second left. I thought we were talking about it during the break. It felt like the last few minutes of that period were like an absolute sprint. And it felt like Tampa was finally starting to crawl back into it. Stay out of the box, for God's sake. I think starting the third period not in the box will do Tampa some extraordinary good. And they limited the Montreal Canadiens, who have outshot them into oblivion tonight. But they limited the Montreal Canadiens to just 5 shots. 5 in the third period last game. So they gotta do that. They didn't let the Habs get across the blue line. And if they did, they were smushed to the end boards. Didn't allow them to get anything accomplished in front. They ruled their corners. And they got 5 whole saves out of Andrei Vasilevskiy. I don't think he would mind a lighter workload. Nick goes, where is Caulfield? I think he's been incredible. I think the biggest mistake Montreal made in this game was not starting Cole Caulfield on that 4-on-3 power play. Like, is that situation not designed for him specifically? I don't know. Robbie, final score prediction. I'll be shocked if it's 2-1. Folks, I think it might be beer night. I'm going to say 3-2 in overtime. And based on that second period, I'm going to say it's Montreal. Why not? Why not? I'm wearing the jersey, aren't I? They might as well win while I wear it. Mimi, if Tampa wins, are we done? It's the way Montreal played in that second period. I mean, even if they were to lose, saying that they're done is such a bizarre thing to me. So I'm changing my opinion a little bit from before the game. You never want to be down 2-0 on account of after 2 games. That's the worst case scenario. But you cannot rely on home ice. Like, the good news is that second period and even the first, if you're a Habs fan, you got to have faith that they're going to play even better and even more dominant at home. So that's the good news. The bad news is if you're relying on home ice, you're going to lose because Tampa's got home ice advantage in this series. Mimi, that's a tough one to answer. Candace Cullen, what's your favorite playoff fight? Hasn't been a ton of playoff fights. One that sticks out to me, captain versus captain. Jerome McGinley versus Vincent Lecavalier, and we are back for the third period. Look at that. Shots 29-31. Tampa skating like Tampa, though, to start the period. Did I say 29-31? Whoops! Blake Coleman almost again. Gathering the puck with his stick. 29-13 is what I meant to say. But it is very quickly turned to 15. Tampa Bay, much better start. I really can't believe. This is the thing, right? Like, we look at Tampa Bay like they're this unstoppable juggernaut and they're dominant all the time. It's not true. They're maybe dominant more than most teams. But they have some nights where they're no good. And they still win. They're still in it. Victor Hedman, cool as a cucumber there. There's no reason that shouldn't be a breakaway for Montreal right now. For most players, that's what it would end up being. But he calmly reaches back his 6'7" reach. Now, I said Tampa needs to stay out of the box. And they do. But again, it's the Stanley Cup final, third period. Probably not getting a ton of calls. The most I think we're going to see here is one each. Oh! Oh my God, how is that not in? How is that not in right now? I thought Armia had that. Braden Point is not going to win the race to that, and they cannot hold the zone. I want a replay of that Armia thing. Holy. Holy.
Vasilevskiy leaves the net. Up the boards for Joseph, who's played just over 3 minutes of the game.
Matthew Joseph, nice depth shift from Tampa, wires that thing. A little high. And then again, like that's another situation where I think most defenders panic and lose it. But he prevents the worst of it there. Ahmed asks, how's life? I probably should have answered that at intermission. Now doesn't seem like the time. Good. It's good. John, how much do I need to donate for you to wear a Habs Speedo? No. Sorry. Listen, I want to raise money for charity, but no. Bro, I'll donate the money myself if it means avoiding wearing a Speedo. I'm not wearing a Leaf Speedo. Oh, broken stick for Danault. Oh, and this could be... That could have been a rush for the Habs there, or at least a better one. But Danault having to go to the bench for a stick. Behind the net here, but the Habs read it. Tampa not able to clear the zone. Kotkaniemi, lots of space behind the net. Fortunate tip there. Tampa coming away. They cannot crawl into a shell, though. Shots now 30-17 for the Montreal Canadiens.
It's going to be icing against Montreal.
And we get a whistle.
We'll get the information you need to help navigate.
Wolf Tank, what flavor was Leo's first birthday cake, and how was it? What flavor was it? I think it was vanilla. We didn't go too wild with it. Because, you know, he's won. Oh, you know why I don't remember? I don't... It was too many days ago. I don't remember what his actual cake was, but with the family, what we had was Blue's Clues themed cupcakes. When Josh from Blue's Clues, because it's Josh now. It's not Steve and it's not Joe, it's Josh. When Josh comes on TV, that kid lights up. I am his second favorite man, behind Josh from Blue's Clues. Tampa, oh, can't settle the puck down. There's Palat, though, dogged on it. Gets a shot. Can they hold the line? We still got it. And the Habs fully under control. Starman Zed, what player from another sport do you think could be successful in the NHL? It's funny, because like in soccer and in like basketball, in track, I feel like you can actually have that conversation. Hockey, it's like, if you don't know how to skate, you suck. And there's not a ton of athletes in other sports who are amazing skaters that I know of. The only one I can think of, and so they're going to be my answer, is J.J. Watt. Oh, here we go! Oh, almost a breakaway there. Still an opportunity. Coleman again, and stopped by Price. That's a competitor, man. How is Coleman upset ever after that goal? He almost set up Goodrow. Shea Weber, great job handling that breakaway, but Coleman, oh, right into the glove there of Price. Gustafsson and Gord getting into it afterward. God, I love hockey. Oh my God. These two teams, so different. I love the Stanley Cup Final every year for that very reason. It's always two teams that are completely different. Conferences are different, styles, etc. And it always adds up to something silly. Tampa versus Dallas, that was silly. Oh, no, Anderson winning it out. Again, I can't hear the whistle, right? So I'm like, I don't know. They're still playing. It's unfair. It is unjust. The Montreal is losing this game. But that is the lot that the hockey gods have given them. They now have just under 14 minutes to tie this thing. Lehkonen can't get the shot through. To the point. Shot on. And once again, Andrei Vasilevskiy says, no rebound for you. Glenn says, what Habs jersey you wearing? So, some of you may have seen the number 10. Oh, what? So it's 07. The one in the case is number 10. I thought this was too. Both jerseys say Campbell on the back, and that is not for Producer Soup. That is not who I borrowed these from. I borrowed them from a friend. Hi, John. Hope you're watching. And Colleen. I was explaining the family dynamic. I was very confused because they're a household torn apart. Some are Leafs fans, some are Habs fans, and I guess a couple of them are named Campbell. I can't say anything. You might go, what? How can you take number 10? Or how can you take number 07? And then slap Campbell on the back. Well, for a number of years, I had George Armstrong's number 10 in a Leafs jersey, and I had Dangle on the back, which is why this season, after his passing, unfortunately, I switched to number 20, because it did not feel right to me. But these are a couple old jerseys that I'm borrowing for the stream. When I got them, I washed, was it this one or the one in the case? I don't remember. But I washed it, not because I wanted to wash the Habs off of the Habs jersey. I knew that was impossible, but there was like wing sauce or something on the logo. Luckily, it was on the red part, so it actually came out. Sam, you don't think home ice could spark a Habs comeback? Oh, of course I do. But they gotta, listen, you gotta win on the road. You gotta win on the road, especially if you go down 0-2 in the series. Come on, you gotta win on the road. It's not good enough to just play good. Especially if you're already down 1-0. It's not good enough. You got to take home ice advantage from the Lightning. They still have an opportunity. There's lots of game left, and they're still clearly playing better or getting more opportunities. We got a face-off here. I want to read your questions, but there's a lot going on. I don't know if you noticed. Click like, click subscribe. Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Guy with the Hedman jersey is fired up. In the stands, I mean. The player is also fired up in a different way. Blake Coleman. Tell me if you've heard this before. He's got the puck. Almost something there. They keep a hold of it. They keep possession. Yanni Gourde behind the net loses it. Costly. They still have it somehow. Or at least have it in the offensive zone, I should say. Montreal finally, there it is, officially clearing the zone. Armin goes, Steve, it was a few days ago. I don't remember the cake flavor. Also, Steve, it was Monday, October 4th, 2003 at 8:17 when Matt Sundin looked left and nodded versus the Sens. Listen, my brain works in mysterious ways. Don't yell at me. Oh! Opportunity here for Suzuki. Stopped by Vasilevskiy. God, the poise on this guy. The moves Kucherov makes are so sharp. hard to get a read on. This could be something. Okay, it was nothing. But it felt like it was the right time to say that. Oh! That's a great defensive play, but it might not be enough. Kucherov, it was just enough for Kucherov to not have the proper angle. They still have possession, though. Tip in front, point! Wide. The Lightning still in the offensive zone. Sergachev, I thought with the right play there, not there necessarily. The puck was bouncing on him, and he just swatted at it. Oh, Suzuki with potentially the game-tying goal on his stick there. Great move, great placement as well, but Vasilevskiy equal to it. Unbelievable desperation play there from Suzuki, and it made all the difference. Kucherov still gets the shot off, but it's from such an angle that Price is going to get that more often than he doesn't. So you want to win the cup, eh? Both teams diving, falling on their face, willing to do anything. It's awesome. We got a bit of a... Oh, Palat loses it. About to say it was a 2-on-1 for the Lightning. Not so much. Oh, that was dirty behind the play there. A little bit of interference on the line change from the Lightning. I didn't see who got who. Is that not a high stick? I guess not. Not a high stick. In that case, it's a great play from Jeff Petrie. Habs put it on. Edmund, again, a poised play. Matthew Joseph throwing it on and getting the whistle. Josh Anderson trying the rough stuff. Big rig out there. I know you want to spark your team, but with less than 11 minutes left, I don't think you want to waste that spark on their fourth line. It was Kucherov. That's dirty. That's on purpose. That should be interference or too many men or something. And again, it doesn't interfere with the puck carrier, so they're not going to call it. But you don't have a very good chance of becoming the puck carrier if you're going to be interfered with in the neutral zone. Let them play. Let them play. Don't commit infractions. Let Armia play. The hell? Lindsay goes, stop saying this could be something. It's a jinx. You know what? I don't remember you saying that against Vegas. All right? I said that 40 times a game against Vegas, and I was usually right. Oh, now I'm a jinx. They go 8-4 in the first two rounds that I do with you, which was Toronto and Vegas. And now I'm the jinx. I don't think so. Oh, Montreal. Oh. Gallagher so close to tying it up. Vasilevskiy doesn't have a stick. I think that was Savard just picking up and handing it to him. And we got ice. Oh, Gallagher was wide open there. I want to see this replay. Oh! Oh, I think Vasilevskiy's stick was in the way. Gallagher scored that goal a million times. Oh, that's got to be frustrating. I think he just watched the TV. I was waiting for him to chirp over the boards, but I think he was watching the TV to see the replay. Anderson spins, fires, blocked. Change for Tampa. I don't know how many guys they're going to get, though. Watch the too many men. Looked like they had 6 guys there for a sec. Vasilevskiy. Oh, Tampa. Again, dodging a bullet. I don't know how many times they can do this. I really don't. There's still 9.5 minutes almost in this game. In regulation, I should say. Tampa Bay, it doesn't seem to be the same lockdown that they were able to administer on Montreal in Game 1. It really does feel like they're a cat with 9 lives. And I guess we're figuring out which life they're on.
Cirelli on the forecheck, and Sherrod able to kick it loose. Hedman gives it away, and here come the Canadiens. Nick Suzuki with Toffoli.
I thought that was offside.
Can't beat Sergachev as he tried to drag it through his skates.
And we're going to get ice again. No, we're not. Sorry. 35-20 the shots. The hockey gods are so cruel. So mean. 36-20 now. Vasilevskiy having one of his best games of these playoffs.
We've seen some funny goals in this game. Here's another bad angle shot.
I don't know how loud that was into the mic. I didn't mean to do that. That was my chest. Did anyone else crack their chest?
Anticipate where the puck's going to be. Suzuki able to get
Perhaps I shouldn't have reached my chest into the microphone. That's what happens when you're old and busted. So we head to commercial break. Watch the Stanley Cup final with Steve Dangle. Holy cow. I love hockey, don't you? Penguin asks, if you could meet one NHL player who you haven't yet, who would it be? I've met so many players who are delightful. Gallagher was great. He was just a kid, though. He was on the World Junior team. I'd love to talk to him now. Talked to Shea Weber last year in St. Louis. Who else have I spoken to on that team? Eric Stahl. Spoke to in St. Louis. He was wonderful. Eric Stahl was an all-star last year. Remember that? You know who I have not spoken to and would love to is Carey Price. Like a nice, long sit down about everything. Everything. I feel like I don't know much about Carey Price, other than he's just an elite goalie. A ridiculously elite goalie with a chance to do something he's never done before, and that's win the Stanley Cup. I would love to try to get him to laugh. I've done that a few times in my career where I've tried to crack guys up who I know don't crack up. I got Dion Phaneuf to smile. Wasn't quite a laugh. Didn't work. I got a bunch of guys to laugh in St. Louis. Shea Weber was not one of them. He was not feeling it. Freddie Anderson was not one of them either. Nico Hischier, I think, laughed. Nathan McKinnon laughed. Jack Eichel laughed. Trying to think of who I had a really good rapport with. James Van Riemsdyk stole a Brett Hall hockey card off me. It was like a flash card, like part of our interview, and he tucked it in his coat jacket like as a joke. I thought, and then he just left. Like after he left, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to this person about Brett Hall, and then it just wasn't there anymore. Oh, Gaudreau. This line has been just a absolute Tasmanian devil for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Just over 8 minutes to go here. Game 2. Tampa Bay with the 2-1 lead, looking to take the 2-0 series lead, getting outshot 36-20. It feels like a true injustice to Carey Price that Montreal is losing this game right now. The amount of times he's bailed this team out. I'm not saying it's their fault. How many goalies are stopping what Blake Coleman did with a second left? But games where Carey Price is the second busiest goalie, you can usually expect Montreal to win. And here they are in the Stanley Cup final. Situations in front of them. And they're losing. Here's some of the chances they've had. Vasilevsky's been excellent with the stick. Suzuki has been all about it. All over it. Armia's had some excellent chances too. Handling the bounces. That one, Vasilevskiy had no idea where it ended up. I know I said Sherrod is going to get the goal. during intermission, but Suzuki ain't a bad pick. He's had a truly wonderful night. And he did score. He scored with like his 5th or 6th most dangerous shot attempt of the game. Because hockey. Tampa not quite able to clear the zone. Oh, that feels like an easy clear for Joseph. He finally sort of rugbies it across the line there and escapes to the bench. That was an interesting line change. Sherratt puts it on, steered aside by Vasilevskiy. Stahl trying to whip it around in front. It's always the old guy who tries to wrap around. Armia holds it. Montreal generating a bit of time here in the offensive zone. Oh, I thought that went in. Just wide. Oh, Sherratt. Part of me wanted him to just score right there, make me look smart. Didn't work. Hedman is not going to get to the puck first. Maroon gets to it first, but Tampa's a long way from clearing it. And they finally do. But are they going to be able to get a line change at all? 2 guys, that's it. The third going off. Montreal having to abandon ship. Now 6:40 left in the third period of Game 2. Tampa Bay miraculously still leading this game. Down 38-20 in the shot counter. Montreal almost doubling them up. Stay tuned. They probably will double them up before long. How many of you are screaming at me not to jinx it right now? Yanni Gord.
Cycles it back for Cirelli, unable to get to the front of the net. Kotkaniemi trying to stay with him. Cirelli hands it off to Chernak.
Oh! How much respect has Alex Killorn earned from this one game that he's not in? Boy, does Tampa seem to miss him something fierce. One thing to look for, refs, I mean, there's less than 6 minutes to go here. They're only going to call something ridiculous. Watch for the too many men. Tampa's been a little aloof with the line changes. Did that go over the glass? Less than 6 minutes to go. Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. We're in for a hell of a finish, folks. Tyler Johnson almost kicking it in. I don't know if that would have counted. Stamkos saying, I am Stamkos in the Stamkos spot. Give it to me. And he does not get it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a game. What a game so far. Montreal, best team, basically from puck drop onward. And they cannot buy a goal, but they have time. Can they beat Andrei Vasilevskiy? Apple Silver. Steve, whose shot would you never try to block? I mean, Weber's? Weber's got the hardest one. How's this for an answer? Weber's is the hardest, so I don't want to block it. But I feel like Ovechkin's isn't far behind in terms of how hard it is, and it's often higher. That dude's wailing the puck at like the corners and stuff. Weber, I think, keeps it low. So I'm going to say Ovechkin. Because, like, at least I got some padding. I don't want to be taking a slap shot to the face. Is Chara still an option? Because Morgan Rielly, Game 7 a few years ago, I want to say it was 2018, took a Zdeno Chara slap shot to the face. Steven Stamkos, Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final in 2011, took I think it was a Johnny Boychuk puck to the face. And he left the game, but he ended up coming back. Face shield, face busted up. And Boston, if I remember correctly, won 1-0 off a Nathan Horton goal. Maybe that comment earlier was right. I don't remember my son's first birthday cake flavor. But I remember that. Okay, well, I'll talk to my therapist about that, see what he thinks. Jean asks, or is it Jean or Jean? Jean, how early would you pull the goalie?
Oh, man.
38th stop of the night for Andrei Vasilevskiy has posted these playoffs 41 on a night where he
I aim for 2 minutes, but if there's any time beyond the 3-minute mark, if we got sustained pressure in the offensive zone, pull him. Pull him. Carey Price is a great goalie. Can't score a goal. You need a goal. Pull him. We're only a few minutes away from that, unless the Habs can tie it. If the Habs can tie it, I have no idea what Tampa's going to do. Surely there's no way they get that Coleman miracle twice. Oh, giveaway. Giveaway, but Tampa cannot take advantage. Oh, maybe a bit of a miscommunication there. Philip Deneau, great little play there to get the entry. Victor Hedman again. There's one of those situations that could have gone so awry, and he just can't be bothered. I'm not going to answer too many more questions until after the game as we trickle down here in regulation. But Obnoxious Human asks, if you were starting a franchise, would you rather have a superstar forward or defenseman as your cornerstone? Well, I cheer for the Leafs, so defenseman. Defenseman unless they're a center. Like, I mean, oh! No way! Oh, dear! Oh, what a mistake! What happened there? Andre Palat, I told you this guy is a dog on a bone! And Tampa Bay takes a 3-1 lead. Is that the dagger of Game 2? Unbelievable night. Shots 39-21. What happens here? Edmondson leaves it for a ghost! Oh, dear! Kucherov pokes him. Edmondson just aloof. So aloof. Palat banks it in off of Price. Petrie nowhere to be found. Oh, buddy. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Price can't believe it. I can't believe it. Can any of you believe it? Montreal has done everything right this game. And after they tied it, it seemed like nothing could stop them. And right now they're losing because of a one-handed dive off a defensive giveaway with less than 5 seconds left, and the goal went in with less than 1 second left. And then Joel Edmondson's giveaway to Andre Palat, who doesn't even get a great shot, but he banks it off Carey Price's skate. Now with less than 4 minutes to go, Montreal, playing a near-perfect game, is down by 2 in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. And they'll be down 2-0 if they can't find 2 goals real fast. 3.5 minutes to go. Do not leave your seat. Click like, click subscribe, and get comfortable. Montreal is going to be like a bat out of hell for the next 3.5 minutes. Producer Drew with the text. That's a dang it. You're absolutely right. Carey Price would have loved to move the puck, but he can't. Kotkaniemi's learning in this series. Slashes Gord after the whistle because you're allowed. Someone slashed him after the whistle earlier, nothing happened. So he figured, well, if it's allowed, why am I not doing it? Oh, boy. I don't know what Edmondson was doing. Oh, boy, gutting. So here's the Petrie camera. Oh, that's just all Edmondson, man. That's all Edmondson. He wasn't paying attention to what Petrie was doing. He wasn't paying attention to where he was going. I don't think Petrie called for it. He just lost focus for a moment, and it's potentially cost his team the game. Less than 3 minutes to go. I mean, I think you pull Price right now. They got the zone, pull Price right now. Anderson chops at it. Vasilevskiy, very lucky, very fortunate to play the puck there. Because if that's an offensive zone whistle, what happened to Anderson? They're getting dumped. If that's an offensive, a face-off in the offensive zone, you got to think Carey Price would be pulled by now. Now 2.5 to go. The seconds flying by like shooting stars. Montreal hitting everything that moves. Tampa, all this offensive zone time, just ripping the soul out of the Montreal Canadiens. Price can't play it. It's another defensive zone draw. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go. And here's your hero of the game so far, Andrei Vasilevskiy. Brilliant. Truly, truly brilliant in a game where his team has been anything but porous, giving up so many opportunities. And this goalie, who's known for being pretty athletic, has had a Carey Price-style game of, holy, the intense eyes. He's had a Carey Price-style game of making every shot seem cookie-cutter. Just making sure they're all hitting him in the logo. Everything that gets into his glove is actually in his glove. It's not going off the side. It's not a rebound. And now, with 2 minutes to go in the game, Montreal has still not pulled Price, and they need 2 goals to tie this thing up. He's got to go. He's got to go now. You give up an empty netter, so be it, but you got to at least take a shot. You got to at least try. Tampa trying to kill as much time as they can in the corner. Literally every body contact is an infraction. So much interference going on. Philip Deneau almost with his first goal of the playoffs right now. Montreal has pulled their goalie. Carey Price, not in the net right now. Ben Sherratt. Nick Suzuki. Montreal working the puck around. Less than a minute and a half. 80 seconds to go. Montreal. Vasilevskiy holds the fort. And Corey Perry doing Corey Perry things. This game, oh my God. Charlie in the comments. That Edmondson giveaway was literally the exact same thing Jake Gardiner did in Game 7. First of all, which Jake Gardiner giveaway in Game 7? Second of all, bit higher stakes, don't you think? I know that was a Game 7. This is a Game 2, but this is in the Stanley Cup final, friend. I think you're referring to 2018. Enough about the Leafs. Talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. 78 seconds to go in this game. Montreal needs 2 goals. They have 1 goal on 41 shots. And it was maybe the single least dangerous looking shot out of the 41 that went in. Which should give you a battle plan right now. Put it on net. Anything has a chance. Less than a minute to go. They need 2 goals in less than a minute. But after that Blake Coleman goal, I'm starting to believe anything's possible. Tampa able to clear it. Will this go in the empty net? I think it's going to be wide. It is wide, and it's ice. Barely wide. Barely. 46.7 seconds left. End of the world leaving this comment. Oh, it almost even hits the blue paint. End of the world leaves this comment. 46 of 51 teams in NHL history with a 2-0 lead in the Stanley Cup final win the Stanley Cup. I don't need to tell you what's at stake here. Montreal needs 2 goals in just under 47 seconds or it's potential disaster. How could it be disaster? How could the series be over? They played so well all game. First of all, you got to count on Tampa being this bad in back-to-back games. I don't know. And second of all, it's better to be tied 1-1 than down 2-0. $1 million for my analysis, please. Offensive zone draw for Montreal. Goalie pulled. 46.7 seconds to go. They need 2 goals. They got to start with 1. Philip Deneau in the face-off dot. And Montreal gets the puck. They need to get it in front of the net and they need to shoot. Anything will do. Less than 40 seconds now. You got to put it on. You got to put it on. There's no time. You can't be picky. You got to get it on. Cole Caulfield is a good option. Stop by Vasilevskiy. Got to get it on. Petrie, passing, wide, shoot it. And that'll do it. Montreal less than 20 seconds unless they get 2 every 10. Because math. Absolutely unbelievable. Montreal gets 20 more shots than Tampa Bay Lightning. 20 more shots. 43-23 is the final. No, that's not smart, Hedman. That's not smart. Get off the ice. That's Corey Perry, buddy. He's deep in the lineup, and you won the Conn Smythe last year. Tampa's... The best thing Tampa can do right now is get off the ice. All of them. Get off the ice like a thief in the night. That fan telling the whole story right there, 2-0. Get off the ice like a thief in the night. Tampa stole this game. I cannot believe it. What a turn of events at the end of the second period. That Blake Coleman goal shocking everyone, including the Habs. And Tampa Bay wins it. Montreal trying to get their pound of flesh on the way out. Doesn't matter. We head back to Montreal for Game 3 of this series. What is that? Cirelli and Danault. Perry just decking Hedman. Yeah, Sergachev's fire burns hot, but buddy, you're up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final. Get off the ice. Bandits. Absolute bandits. The Tampa Bay Lightning. This is what I was saying earlier. We think about Tampa Bay as this great dominant team, and they are. But 82 regular season games, you're usually talking about 25 playoff games. Well, this year was 56 regular season games. That's still a lot. And you're talking 25 playoff games. You can't be dominant every night. You can't be out shooting your opponent every night. You can't be getting more chances than your opponent every night. Some nights you're going to stink. Some nights you're going to get your show run. And Tampa still finds a way. Unbelievable that they're up 2-0 in the series after the game they just played, but alas, they are. This is Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. We'll answer a few more of your questions before we wrap. Michael, Steve, we came back from being down 3-1. Did you, Michael? I don't recall. Sorry, you're not done? Oh, you're not done. Steve, we came back from being down 3-1. It ain't over yet. We get the second line change. Things can be very different. You're absolutely right. Not sure if Alex Killorn is going to be back for Game 3. You got to think that would be huge for Tampa. Sure looked like they sorely missed him in this game. Amazing to say about a team that played all season without Nikita Kucherov and basically won a Stanley Cup last year without Steven Stamkos. No, it is not over. It's not over by a long shot. But it is better to be up 2-0 than down. That is for sure. And to reiterate this comment, 51 teams have gone down 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final. Only 5 of them came back to win. But how many players score with less than a second left? How many teams come back from a 3-1 deficit in a series? Stranger things have happened. You got to believe. You just have to believe. 2 more questions. Shane, what's more likely to happen? Bolts in 4 or Montreal winning 2 games? I'll say Montreal winning 2 games. Again, it's so hard to get sweeps in this league. When was the last Stanley Cup final sweep? Forever ago, right? Forever ago. There's been a few 5s, 6s. I think there were a few back-to-back in the mid-90s or something. It's really hard to get a sweep in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Even harder to do in the Stanley Cup final. So for that reason, I think it's more likely Montreal wins 2 than Tampa gets the sweep. Steph Pony with the last question. What should the Habs do differently in Game 3? Attention to detail. Just simply attention to detail. They could play that game over again 100 times. Probably get a result that favors them at least 80. But Ben Sherratt, with less than 5 seconds left, really aloof play at his own blue line, allows for a 2-on-1. Yes, Blake Coleman finishes it off with a ridiculous goal. And that Edmondson giveaway to Palat. I don't know what he was thinking. Jeff Petrie was where he was. Like, I don't think there was a miscommunication there. I think he just left it. He just guessed where Petrie was. Producer Drew with a message. 1996, Avs over Florida, 4-0. Thank you, noted Colorado Avalanche and Patrick Waugh fan, Producer Drew. Everybody. Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. I'll be there. And after this game, how could you not be there? You gotta be there. You gotta watch the games. This is a ridiculous series. Before we go, a genuine and heartfelt thank you. I am proud to wear this jersey tonight. Genuinely am. Montreal Canadiens fans have been so accepting. Like, listen, I'm a Leafs fan. I've said it 1,000 times. You know that. You know that. But when we started the Vegas series, streaming those games, I was like, oh, they're going to hate me. They're not going to want me around. And you were nice and you were welcoming. Granted, you were probably in a good mood on account of you were doing pretty well against Vegas. And then in this round, we get to talking on Twitter. Hey, if you donate $1,000 to Sick Kids, I'll put a Habs jersey in my shadow box there behind me on the streams. And you go bet. And you say, okay. And you raise $1,000 for Sick Kids. So we up the ante. Hey, if you raise $10,000 for Sick Kids, I will wear a Habs jersey on a stream, the whole stream. $10,000. 3 donations of $1,000 or more. All verified. I have a contact at Sick Kids, and they verified it. All of it's real. All of it's true. I don't know what the tally is at right now, but last I checked, it was just under $11,000 for Sick Kids, which is just a place where miracles are performed. My sister had treatment there. My mom had open heart surgery in 1960. It is, or in the 60s, I should say. She wasn't alive in 1960, but it was in the 60s. One of the earlier open heart surgeries they ever did at that hospital. It is truly a place where miracles are performed. It is a pillar of Toronto. It's a pillar of this country. So thank you so much to everyone who donated to that extremely worthy cause. Plus, I mean, you get to laugh at me wearing a Habs jersey. It's kind of funny. Let's be honest. Game 3, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. Watch a Habs game. Nope. Watch the Stanley Cup Final with Steve Dangle. Old habits die hard. Can Montreal do this? Can they come back? Their backs are against the wall as they head back to Montreal, down 2-0. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. I will see you Friday. Thank you for watching.